Cue montage. So last year around this time-ish, we had our competition for marching band, our CBU, Colorado West Marching Band Festival thing. This year I I didn't have pockets, so I couldn't record while we were on the field. It was raining a lot today, so I didn't really get to see a lot of the other performances, which was really actually kind of heartbreaking to me because I really want to see all the other performances and see all the other cool things and hear all the other cool sounds that the other schools can make, because I've seen some of them and they're real props to the one or two bands that actually had to spin and march in the rain. I think Delta High School was one of them. There were one or two others. I can't think of the name off the top of my head. But like huge props to those guys, because that is just insane. And from what I did get to see of their shows, it was so cool to watch, and it was so just fun. I'm personally impressed with the amount of dedication and like gutspaw that my team has put into it, and it's so cool to me to be able to see that growth, because, you know, I was with them. I was there through the nitty-gritty in July and coming into August with transitions with people and staff, and it got shaky there for a bit, and then it's like, it was so impressive today when we got onto that field and we did what we did. Yeah, there's stuff to work on, but you gotta live in the moment, because if you don't live in the moment, you don't ever appreciate it, because the thing is band isn't fun all the time. Marching band isn't fun all the time. It's supposed to be, and it's definitely rewarding and creates lifelong memories, but it's not always fun. But I think our group has made that kind of a goal of theirs, to make those kind of things. The boring, tedious practices, those are fun. I've been doing this for 3 years. I remember my freshman year getting ready over at our other school. I remember every day, like, oh my gosh, I have marching band practice. I don't want to go. This is miserable. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't get the choreo down. And now, like, I'm a junior in high school, and I'm like, heck yeah. We have marching band practice after school today, and it's only 2.5 hours. Like, what is that? I'm so excited to see that. And it's not me. Like, I'm a very happy person all the time, but it's not me. It's the group, it's the community of people that has, like, created this, and I love it. Today's show was a lot of fun. There was a lot of passion and a lot of resonance, I guess, with it, because, like, we're getting to the point, too, where it's not just a show, it's our show, right? And if that makes sense, where we're starting to put a little of ourselves into it and kind of like stylizing it, and that was cool to see, because I felt that, and you feel that in the air and in the sound and in the movements and everything. It just feels real. And then you get these people that are like at every football game and at every performance, and not even at every performance, but even just the football games, when you've got, I don't know, 8 football games in a season, you can see when it goes from sloppy to clean to style. And like, it's not linear, guys. You gotta understand is that fixing the small things now, and this is kind of for like an everybody thing, fixing the small things takes your performance not from here to here, but from here to here. It's an exponential, like, it's rough starting off. Trust me, I know. Been there, done that. It's rough starting off every year. Been there, done that. But once you get going, and when you've got the smallest little decimal where you go down to 0.05 is your smallest ranking, like, difference, there was a band that, it was actually, I believe, Air Force, that lost to Legacy by 0.05 points. it's just phenomenal that can even happen, and it's like it shook everybody because it was not what it was expected. Anyway, the points matter, and even the fraction of the point matters. And to go from not just like we increased by 2 points, like 12 points for a band to increase by 12 points in just like a matter of a couple shows is insane. And I can't explain the magnitude of that, like, at all. I can't do it justice. But today, for our third show, we've gone probably from like here to here. The first one was rough. We've only got so many resources. We've got a pavement football field that we march on. But I also don't, I don't mean to do this in injustice and be like, hey, we did awesome. We did do awesome. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is the best that our band has ever performed. But also, like, seeing and hearing the other bands, too, was so cool because I know that, like, that was the best that we've performed. When you get to a competition, that's what's expected of everybody else. That's the best that they can do. And to see some of these other bands at their best was it's just inspiring to see that 120 kids can get their act together to even do something like marching band, because that doesn't sound fun. You think about it, like 120 kids marching together in time, looking exactly the same as the person next to them, which is already an implement in our modern society, is to be like somebody else. But to actually be conscious that you're doing that and to look like everybody else around you is a weird subconscious thing that we don't want to do because we're human. But for someone to actually get outside of that comfort zone and to do that, for me, this like analytical, organized, straight on the path, everything must be thought over 3 times and written down kind of guy, to I'm joining a flag team with 15 girls on it because why? I mean, what any other band scored doesn't matter either. And the only thing that would matter score-wise, because it's so subjective and so relative, is that our score at the end of the season averages out to be better than the score at the beginning of the season. And that's not just for improvement. That's not for anything other than to say that we were better than that rep. Having judges like breathing down your neck because they're on the field and they're up in like a podium. Yeah, long story short, I'm so proud of this band, and I'm so proud of where the Fruita Monument High School marching band is and where it's going. This is something that means something to someone else. Our show resonates with every individual differently. Any group, if you can take the heartstrings of your audience, of your judges, of your peers, and if you can use that and make them feel the same thing that you do, I don't care. Because the thing is I've seen bands that do everything beautifully, but they have no emotion. No. You become super critical of it because you're not connecting to it. But when you see a band that's like, they're projecting and they're looking and they're making eye contact with their audience and they're like throwing themselves out saying, I'm on stage and this is where I live. You connect with them. You don't know them, but you're like, hey, you there on the 45, yeah, I see you. You're mine. I'm adopting you. You're my family now. This show, kind of the analysis for the season, I guess. Like I said with last season, there's so much potential. I feel like we've got a really mature group this year that can really go a lot of places. But that's up to its members. I can push my section all I want. I can do whatever I need to. I can be there earlier. I can do whatever I want. But if, if they're not willing to work, then we're not working that day. Like, it's just that simple. This group has way more potential than the group last year. Just because, again, the group last year still has that mentality better than we were last show. And the last show of last year was when we were doing our last competition. It was ending the season, which means that we have to start this season at that level. I love the people in this group, and I would do anything for them, and I would do anything for you guys watching, because you are also very special to me. But this group has so much more potential because it's those people who have done it before realize that, like, some of them, this is their last year to do this. And again, I'm not tooting our own horn. I have infinite amounts of respect for the other bands in our group, in our district, and from all over Colorado and all over the world, actually, because they get so little credit. You get your Drum Corps International, DCI groups. They're so undercredited with all the hours and the time and the energy and the resources that they put into these things just for like 5 or 6 or 10 minutes on a football field. Like, shout out to every marching band, because, like, I know what it's like, you know what it's like, but you gotta make them feel what it's like. And if you can do that, and when you figure out how to do that, the world is your oyster, my friend. So again, quick thank you. Thank you to everybody this week, from the bottom of my heart and from the top of my heart too, for working so hard and for trying so hard. That goes for not just our group, that goes for every group. In my high school career up till now, if there's a group that's going to do it, it's going to be this one. Hopefully I get to say the same thing next year when I do this again. But this is it. This is showtime. Everything is a show day. Every day is a show day. Everything's a rehearsal. Everything's a run through. We don't get a second chance at this. I don't get a second chance at today. I don't get a second chance at yesterday. I don't get a second chance at that show Saturday. But I do get a second chance for my attitude. And the only reason I get a second chance for my attitude is because I started caring today. I think this group's going to do great things. I'm excited to see where it goes. And I love you guys so much. Just to wrap it all up. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like down below, because it really does show your support. And share this video to let other people know what I do, talking about marching band and everything else in my life. And if you want to see anything else or have any suggestions, don't be afraid to contact me or leave a comment down below. Different ways to contact me, links are in the description. I love talking to you guys. I've already had several people talk to me about different ideas, and I definitely am going to do several of them. So look for those in the future, because they're coming. Just be a little patient. So, have an awesome week, guys. And remember, stay awesome, stay chill, stay heard. See ya!